This is my year. I'm gonna be great. You cannot stop me. No one can stop me. This is my year. I'm gonna be great. You cannot stop me. No one can stop me. Are you ready? I'm ready. 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 Visualize it. Visualize it. Manifest it. Manifest it. I mind my business and I no complain. Every day I dey work and pray. As I dey chop, I dey wash my plate. I dey wash my plate. Don't be surprised when you see me elevating. Don't be surprised when you see me celebrating. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised when you see me celebrate. This is my year. I'm gonna be great. You cannot stop me. No one can stop me. This is my year. I'm gonna be great. You cannot stop me. No one can stop me. Are you ready? I'm ready. 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 This year they go call you for phone and tell you many, many congratulations. If you believe it, repeat it. Amen, 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 amen. Don't be surprised when you see me elevating. Don't be surprised when you see me celebrating. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised when you see me celebrate. This is my year.
Hello everyone, hope you're having a good day. Welcome to another episode of Workshop Wednesday. How are you doing everyone? Here in New York, it rained heavily yesterday. So there was flood in some places. So the internet problem, the electricity problems, we're experiencing that. So how are you doing everyone? And where are you guys tuning in from? Hello everyone. So all is well. Hi. Hello everyone. So for today, we invited Bill. He's a AI search consultant. So he'll be talking about how to get recommended by AI, which means how AI will pop up your name, how AI will show your name. So everyone, let's welcome Bill. Hello, Bill.
Hey,
how are you doing?
What's going on, everybody? What a song. This is my year. Let's go.
Yes, that song is very, very good. It's very elevating. It's so very... I feel motivated after listening to that song.
Yeah, same.
We have audience from around the world. So like India, Nigeria, South Africa, Zimbabwe, New York. We have people from all over the world. So
hey, what's up, Rachel?
Yes, we have everyone around the world. So, like I said, should we start with the this or that? It's very simple. I'll ask you 3 or 4 questions.
Let's do it.
Yes. So, would you prefer planning everything before you work or go with the flow or a mix?
Definitely a mix. I like to have a plan, but I also like to build in room for spontaneity and flow.
Yes. Same. I think most people would agree that. How about, are you a specialist or a generalist in general?
I mean, I'm more of a generalist, but I definitely specialize in certain fields. I like to dabble in a lot of things, but go deep in a few too.
Yeah, I see. How about, since you're talking about AI, so ChatGPT or Claude?
ChatGPT or Claude? Oh, it's Claude right now. We'll see though. See what happens. Yeah, Claude's much better at the moment, although ChatGPT is catching up with a lot of marketing tasks. So that's what I use primarily.
I see. And last one. So would you build things fast or perfectly?
Fast or perfectly? Well, I don't think you can build anything perfectly. And I do like to build them fast so I can find out what fails and then iterate from there.
I see. So that's the end of this and that. And I'll let you take the stage. The stage is yours.
Awesome. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, man. Okay. Looks like my screen's up here. Everybody can see this okay? I don't see any comments coming in, but I assume you guys can see this all right. So today I'm going to be talking about how to get recommended by AI. And okay, there we go. Now they all popped up. Yes, you can see it. Perfect. So I'm going to be talking about answer engine optimization, or AEO, and how to get your name, your brand, your business to show up when people search for your things on LLMs like ChatGPT or Claude, or I haven't tried Kimi yet. No, I'm not sure what that is. I'll have to check it out. So yeah, this is how to get recommended by AI. And a quick about me. So I'm Bill Widmer. I get people and brands recommended by AI for a living. And so I primarily work with B2B or business to business SaaS, so software as a service, SEO products. Some of the most well-known clients that I've worked with are the two biggest SEO tools, which are SEMrush and Ahrefs. So I wrote a lot of their content about AEO and SEO and all of that stuff. And I just have a background. I'm 13 plus years doing this stuff. I started off as a freelance writer and then learned content marketing and SEO. I grew my own content blog called The Wandering RV to 500,000 organic visits per month and ended up exiting that. So sold that content site. If you guys can see this on the screen here, I have a QR code if you want to connect with me on LinkedIn. Feel free to do that. I'm very active over there and I share lots of tips like what you're about to learn. I go really deep on this stuff. It's what I do. I live and breathe it. It's every day I'm in here doing this stuff. So yeah, that's who I am. Now, the situation that we're in right now, I know a lot of you are looking for jobs at the moment, potentially, and we're in a hard market to get hired. There's not a lot of jobs being added and the hiring rate is pretty low. According to some stats that I found, it's back in 2013, 2014 levels. The link to LinkedIn, I will do that. I will do that at some point. But yeah, so it's a difficult hiring market right now. So the headhunters and business owners who are looking to hire people, they changed how they're looking. And don't worry, this is going to be relevant even if you're not looking for a job, if you are an entrepreneur yourself, or if you're already hired, or if you're a freelancer or whatever. I'm going to talk about that too. I'm just sharing some of these stats because I know that there's a good chunk of you who are in the job market right now. So not only headhunters, but also business owners who are looking for consultants and freelancers and people to work with and hire. They're asking AI now, a lot of them. So I found a stat saying that 99% of US hiring managers are using AI somewhere in their recruiting. Now, I always take stats with a grain of salt because you never know, okay, how many people did they interview? Where are they using AI in that process? That's kind of a gray area. But regardless, AI is obviously taking the world by storm. A lot of people are using it. It's changing a lot of things. And so this is going to be talking about how to show up when someone searches, who should I hire, work with, or trust for X? And replace X with whatever it is that you do personally. And I'll give you some examples here in a minute. So again, this is for the job seeker. This is for the freelancer or consultant. This is for the business founder, the professional who wants to get discovered by AI, whether that's for their business, to get a job, to find clients. When someone asks, who's the best at what I do, you want to be the answer. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. The thing is, AI can know that you exist and still not recommend you. In fact, this is really common. Existence isn't actually the bar. Being worth recommending is where the real value lies. So, for example, if you type a question like, who is Bill Widmer? It'll come up and it'll tell you who I am. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I'll get recommended when someone types in, who is the best B2B SaaS SEO consultant? There's extra work that I have to do beyond helping the AI understand who I am. And so that's what this is going to talk about. By the end of today's workshop, you're going to see how to tell how AI decides who to recommend. So how are they actually choosing who they recommend? You're going to be able to audit whether it recommends you right now. And you're going to know the 3 moves to fix if it doesn't recommend you. So first of all, what is AEO? What is answer engine optimization? This is an extension of search engine optimization, or SEO. It's all about showing up inside AI answers on ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, and even Google AI overviews. Some may also refer to this as GEO, or generative engine optimization. For our purposes, they're pretty much the exact same thing. There are some slight differences. All these acronyms haven't really been finalized in exactly which one's the right one for what it is. But for our purposes, GEO, AEO, it's all just AI search optimization. The difference between traditional SEO, or search engine optimization, and AEO is traditional SEO. It's like SEO for AI, exactly. Traditional SEO ranks pages, and that means that you create a page on your site targeting a specific keyword. So when someone Googles that keyword, you want to show up in the results. So it's about ranking individual pages. AEO, or AI search optimization, is about recommending people and brands. So it's not about ranking an individual page. It's about showing up so often and so consistently that AI associates you with that category. So you want to be a category leader. When someone types, who should I hire for this? You want the AI to know that you are the person, you are the brand to recommend for that query. Traditional SEO wants a click. You can track the clicks very easily in traditional SEO. If someone Googles a keyword and clicks on your page, you can track that. It's really easy. AEO is more difficult to track because someone might search for you in AI and then go and look you up separately on Google or go directly to your website. And so it shows up as referral traffic when you're tracking it. And it wants a mention rather than a click. Clicks are becoming less and less important, and it's becoming more about measuring the actual bottom line results of revenue, of people answering when you book a call with someone. If they say, how did you find out about us? And they put as an answer to that, oh, I found you through AI or ChatGPT, then that's how you track that. It's going to be more challenging, but it's more direct to your bottom line. Traditional SEO, last thing, is built on keywords and links. Those still matter for AEO. A lot of AI use Google, use Bing, and these other search engines to find the answers for their prompts. So it still matters to show up in those search engines. But now you're also building on trust by places vouching for you. So you want to show up in a lot of different places online, not just direct backlinks from various websites. And I'll get more into the nuance of that in a minute. So how does AI actually decide what or who to recommend? There are 3 things that go into this. The first is what it learned, so what it's trained on, so the training data. And then the second is what it retrieves live. So if it doesn't have the answer to a prompt in its training data, then it will perform a live search. It will go to Google or Bing or whichever search engine, and it will retrieve live data and then pull that into the answer. So you either want to be in the training data, which takes a lot of time. You have to get mentioned across the web. You have to wait for the AI to update their training data, which is about every 6 months. So that takes time. But when it retrieves things live, it could be 5 minutes old and it could still retrieve it as long as it can find it on the web. So you can literally publish like a comment on Reddit, and within minutes, it can pull that comment from Reddit and put you into an AI answer. So that those are the two different ways that AI decides who to recommend. And whether it actually recommends you, it can pull you, it can know you, it can cite you, but not recommend you because it doesn't know you consistently. So you're not mentioned enough with good context across the web. So even if it knows who you are, if it doesn't see you being recommended by other people via reviews, Reddit, other online forums and places like that, then you might not necessarily get recommended. And again, it repeats what it's heard from sources it trusts. So if it sees you over and over again and it trusts you, then it will recommend you. So I want to do a quick live audit. We're going to see who AI recommends right now. I actually already pulled an answer here, and we'll go more in depth into this in a moment. But there are 4 ways that you can audit your AI visibility. The first is direct. What do you know about your brand name, your personal name, your business name? So in the screenshot here, I have, what do you know about Bill Widmer? And it says Bill Widmer is an SEO and AI search, often called AEO/GEO, which you guys know what that is now, for answer engine optimization / generative engine optimization consultant who focuses on helping B2B SaaS companies, blah, 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 blah. So it understands who I am. That's good. That's the first green light. The second thing is, who are the best at your role? So for me, that would be, who are the best B2B SaaS SEO consultants, AI search consultants. And that's where I would want to show up. And then you can do comparisons. Is blank or blank better for X? So I could say, is Bill Widmer or Tyler Scher, he's one of my peers, better for B2B SaaS SEO or better for showing up in AI recommendations? And then that shows you what AI thinks about you versus the other people that you're competing against. And then the final option is best for. So who should I hire for the direct problem you solve? So who should I hire to be recommended by AI? And then that's where you would want to try and show up. So for you guys, whatever your business that you're in, whatever you're trying to get hired for, just replace all of these bracketed things with the things that you're directly trying to do. So who are the best therapists in Austin? Who are the best content marketing agencies? Whatever it is that your role is, you want to figure that out. And the more specific you can get, the better. So for me, I'm in Austin, so I can add who are the best SEO consultants in Austin, Texas, and who are the best B2B SaaS SEO consultants in Austin, Texas. A lot of people, when they prompt, AI either has this information about them in their memory, so it knows that the person using it is in Austin. It knows what their business is. It knows what their goals are, what they're trying to achieve. And so it'll add that context in when it does that search. And they might have a long search with lots of context. So the more specific you can get about who you are, what you do, who you help, and who you're not for, the easier it is for AI to accurately recommend you to the right people. So moving on. Once you audit your findings like this, there are 4 things to look at. Number 1 is, do you appear at all? So if your name is directly mentioned, you should appear. If not, then that's a good starting point of like, okay, AI doesn't even know who I am. So start there. And then you go to the other questions. So who are the best SaaS consultants? Who are the best therapists? And then do you appear in those? And if not, then that's where you start. And then after that, it's, how are you described? Are you described accurately? Does AI like who you are, or does it seem to be flattering towards you? Those are good signs. If not, that's something to fix. The next question is, where are you missing that you should show up? So if you're searching for something that's directly related to you and you believe you should be in the answer, why are you missing from there? What's going on there? What context does AI not have? And quick pro tip, you can actually ask it, say, hey, why didn't you recommend, and then put your business or your brand or your personal name. So ask it the question, who are the best SaaS consultants? It'll give you the answer. And then say, I noticed you didn't recommend my name, Bill Widmer. Why didn't you recommend me? And how can I get recommended in the future? And it'll tell you. A lot of the times it'll give you good stuff. Sometimes it's AI can hallucinate and it can tell you things very confidently and be wrong. So just keep that in mind, but it is a good rule of thumb to figure it out. Okay, last two questions. Last question. Is AI confusing you with someone else? So if I come back here, you see it says, if you mean the Bill Widmer who works in digital marketing, here's a summary of what's publicly available. So there might be other people who share your name or share a very close name, and AI might be pulling them and confusing you with them. So that's another good thing to look at for a starting point. Okay. So real quick aside, if you guys want to run a full visibility audit and go through everything I just talked about, I have a guide on my website. It's just billwidmer.com/AI visibility audit. And it walks you through everything I just talked about in a little bit more depth. Oh, I got someone saying we can't see the screen. Can you still see the screen? Well, I'm not seeing anybody answering yet. I'm assuming y'all can still see the screen. If you can't, okay, yes, we can see the screen. Good. So what actually works? How do you get recommended by AI? So there are 3 things that actually move the needle when it comes to AI search optimization. Number 1 is nail your identity. Get very, very clear, again, about who you are, what you do, who you help, who you don't help, who's your ideal target put yourself in their shoes. If you were the person you're trying to get in front of, what are they going to be searching for? And how can you orient yourself to that search? And we'll talk more about that in a minute. Number 2 is building verifiable credibility. So that means showing up as someone who is credible and has proof that they've done the things that they say they've done and they are who they are. And then number 3 is getting listed and talked about across the web. We already talked about that a little bit. I'll get more into that in a moment. So this first one is nailing your identity. So having a clear, consistent identity everywhere on your owned properties. So these are the properties that you own, meaning your website, your LinkedIn, your other social media accounts, any other directories you might be in where you have a public profile. So I've got an example here. I use the same line on my site, on LinkedIn, and all my bylines. I'm a B2B SaaS, SEO, and AI search consultant who helps companies get recommended by AI. I beat that in everywhere that I have a profile. You can see a picture of my website here, become the answer AI recommends, and then you can't read the text probably, but if you go to billwidmer.com, you can see all of that. And then I'll use another example here. I keep talking about therapy because Emily is a therapist and I helped her with her website. And so her one-liner is she's an integrative and ketamine-assisted therapist for trauma, anxiety, and burnout in South Austin and online across Texas. Very specific, repeated everywhere. So get really clear on that. Number 2, building verifiable credibility. So this is where you signal to the AI and to potential buyers or hiring reps or whoever you're trying to get to that they can check, that they can verify. So that could mean being a guest on other blogs. It could mean building out profiles. Like, for example, Emily has a Psychology Today profile. Psychology Today verifies all of the therapists and checks their license to make sure that they're a real person who they say they are. And so when you ask AI who are the best therapists, it will check profiles like Psychology Today to verify that they are who they say they are. So whatever industry you're in, look for the ways that you can prove your credibility. That could also mean doing like a case study of like, hey, I helped this company or this person do this thing. Here's the proof. And I can show that with screenshots. I can show it with a client review, a testimonial, things like that. Number 3 is getting listed and talked about across the web. So this is arguably the most important and the most challenging part of being recommended by AI. And the way that you do this is by being part of the online communities like Reddit, by posting articles on LinkedIn, by reaching out to industry publications to become a guest author, by getting on podcasts, by doing workshops. Like this workshop right here is one of these mentions for me. So you can do this at any scale. You can do whatever you like to do, whether that's being a podcast guests, like you like to talk, or if you like to write, you can write guest posts, or you can give local events and have them be hosted online, like partner with local communities and local businesses to host events with them to prove that you are who you say you are, that you're trustworthy, and get that plastered all over the internet. And I actually have a example that I want to run you guys through here. So heading over to ChatGPT. So this is a temporary chat, which means that this does not have the memory or context of who I am. So this is if someone who just went to ChatGPT without any of my, like it wasn't me, it was just some other person. If they went and typed this in, this is what they would see. So I just ran this right before this call here. So I said, who are the best IFS therapists in Austin? And you'll see it's got a map, which this is a quick aside here. ChatGPT does not use Google Business. So it's important to have a Google My Business profile if you have a business, but you also want to get onto Bing as well, because that feeds MapPack, which ChatGPT pulls from. So a little bit of an advanced tip there, but just wanted to throw that in there. So you'll see it's got top picks for IFS specialists. We've got various people here. And then you see it, look, it pulls from Psychology Today, just like I talked about. So it's pulling from there to see who are the verifiable people that I can recommend. And then also the IFS Institute. So IFS is Internal Family Systems. It's a modality of therapy. And if you get on the IFS Institute website, it means you're trained in it and you have the certification. And so it'll pull from that website proof that you are who you say you are and recommend you. And then if we scroll down further, this is what I wanted to show you. So it also sometimes pulls from Reddit. So you'll see right here, I've got this Reddit thread of who are the best therapist recommendations in Austin. And looky here, we've got Emily Sattel. And we've also got right here, Rachel Heels. She's in this chat right there. She just commented. And so because they were recommended on this Reddit thread, it pulled them into this chat and recommended them for this query. Okay. So everything we talked about here, I know I'm a little bit early, which is good. We'll have time for questions in a moment. But there's 3 layers to this. It's nailing your identity, being credible, and getting listed and talked about online. Nailing your identity is AI knows you. It knows who you are. That's great. But it doesn't mean that you will be recommended. Being verifiably credible, now AI can trust you. Now it can say, oh, okay, not only do I know who they say that they are, I can verify what they said in other locations. So I can trust that they are who they say they are. And then the final thing, getting listed and talked about online in places like Reddit, on LinkedIn, on industry publications, podcasts, wherever you can find, getting listed and talked about. Now AI can say, okay, other people have told me that this person is good for what they say they're good for. So now it says, okay, based on all of these different sources, I can recommend this person for this prompt. So this is what I recommend you guys do based off of everything that I just taught you. First, do that 4-question audit that we talked about. Again, you can find the post on my site, billwidmer.com/AI visibility audit. Run that 4-question audit, save the baseline, see how AI talks about you right now. Second is fixing your identity. So you want to make sure that your LinkedIn, that your website, that all of your social profiles, that your Clutch, G2, there's a whole bunch of them out there. Every profile that you control that talks about you, make sure that they all agree on who you are, what you do, who you help, who you're not for, all of those things. It should say the same thing consistently everywhere online. And that also goes for if you wrote guest posts in the past, or if you were a guest on a podcast in the past, you can reach out to the people who you wrote that for or who you guest podcasted with and ask them to update your bio with more accurate information. Also, another quick tip on that is do this on Google too, not just ChatGPT or the LLMs. Do it on Google. Google your name and see what comes up. And that's a quick way of seeing, okay, what are the top sources of information around who you are as a person? So just Google, Bill Widmer, Google, whatever your name is. And then those are the places you should start. Make sure that those are accurate first, and then move on to anything else you can think of. Final thing is chase one credible third-party placement this month. So again, whether that's a guest post, whether that's being on a podcast, whether that's hosting your own event, go out there and find a way to get your name out there associated with what it is that you want to be recommended for. Okay, so I know we're a little bit early. I had another 10 minutes here, but that's what we got. So if anyone has questions, now is the time. And Min, if you're there, I don't know if you were storing previous questions or not, but I'd love to hear what we got.
Yes, of course. This I'll pull up the questions. So this is the first one.
What's the best AI tool that I recommend? I mean, I'm obsessed with Claude. I have their max plan, so I'm using their top model, Fable 5, all the time. But honestly, I would say just start with any of them. It really doesn't matter. If you're not using AI at all, any of them are great. Like, just start playing around with them. But I personally love Claude.
All right, here's another one. Thank you for that.
Yeah. How do you reduce AI inaccuracy? Yeah, so that's what I talked about. When you Google your name and you see everything that comes up, are those things accurate? For example, Emily, when I was working on her site and we Googled her name, it came up with an old profile that was from a job she worked years and years ago that was no longer accurate about who she was. And so when you asked AI, who is Emily, it came up with inaccurate old information, and it got confused. It thought that was a different person from the Emily that she is today. And so go back to those and make sure that's up to date.
Okay, we got another one.
Should we use numerous AI chatbots or tools to do this audit, since different tools may reference different sources for AEO purposes? Yeah, so on that AI visibility audit that I have on my website, I have an LLM. So if you aren't aware, LLM means large language model. That's what the chatbots like ChatGPT and them use. I have an LLM citation tool that if you plug it in, you can use it with Claude or whatever AI you use, and it will come up with a list of prompts that your buyer or whoever it is that you want to get in front of might use, and it will check those prompts across ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, and Google AI. So Gemini, overviews, all that.
All right. Thank you for that. Here's another one.
Is there a best template to follow that gives the most consistent exposure / training data? I'm not sure what you mean by this question exactly. Maybe I'm not reading it properly, but if you can give me a little more context, that would be appreciated. So Jonathan, if you're still there, drop a comment.
Yeah, so I'll skip to the other one.
Okay. If you speak 2 languages, should you just focus on English, or should I build a search in my native language as well? Good question. I have not personally had experience with that, but my gut instinct would be focus on whichever language you're trying to show up for. If it was me, the way I would be thinking about it is, who am I trying to get in front of? And are those people speaking English or whatever your native language is? And if the answer is both, then yeah, I would do both. I would have an English version of your site, and then also another version in whatever language your native language is.
Oh, by the way, some of the folks want the website.
Oh, sure.
Yes. So
Ooh.
yes,
There.
that's the one they are asking for it. So I'll move to another question.
Some people have been telling me that I should write Medium articles under my name, showcasing my different projects. Do you think that also helps with being recommended by AI? Yes, it can. I've found that the data right now is not using Medium very often in AI answers, I would recommend, it depends on what you do, but LinkedIn articles are actually one of the most cited references for AI right now. So instead of doing Medium, you could do LinkedIn. Otherwise, I'd have to do some more research. I would say ask AI or look it up on Google and see what the best platform would be. But yes, in general, articles under your name, regardless of where you publish them, will definitely help with being recommended by AI. But right now, LinkedIn is the most cited.
Okay, thank you for that. Let's move to another one.
Have you noticed meaningful differences in how ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, and Google's AI overviews decide who to cite, or are the optimization strategies mostly the same? Yeah, so there are differences. So Google's AI overviews heavily skew on Reddit. ChatGPT is also pretty closely aligned with Reddit. Claude is not as closely aligned with Reddit, and Perplexity pulls from Google almost exclusively. It's basically a Google bot that summarizes the Google results for the keywords. So it is slightly different. I've had clients who rank #1 on Google. They show up in Google's AI overviews and don't show up at all in ChatGPT. So there are definitely different optimization strategies depending on the LLM. Which one you go for largely depends on who you're trying to get in front of. ChatGPT in general is more used by the masses versus Claude is more used by marketing professionals. So do with that what you will.
Thank you.
Does AEO replace SEO, or are they needed simultaneously? Yeah, it's an extension, not a replacement. So AEO falls under the umbrella of SEO, at least currently. That could change in the future, but the reason for that is because LLMs use Google and Bing to surface content to create their answers. And so while you can show up in the top 10 for a particular keyword and not show up in AI, there still is a large correlation between the domains that surface. So not necessarily the individual pages. So if you have a particular page that ranks for a particular keyword, that doesn't necessarily mean you'll show up. But if your domain in general shows up for lots of keywords, the chances of you showing up in AI increase exponentially. So it's an extension, not a replacement.
Thank you for that.
Which types of online sources does AI trust most when deciding whether to recommend a business? That's it depends on the business and it depends on the AI. So in general, if you are a business and you want to rank for prompts like what is the best X being your product, your service, whatever, typically you're going to want to focus on showing up in listicles. Let me back up actually. So first what you're going to want to do is type that prompt into AI and see exactly what sources it cites. So I showed you guys in this prompt here, you can see it's citing Psychology Today. It's citing Reddit. A lot of times if you type in something like, I don't know, who is the best marketing agency for B2B SaaS? So when I type something in around my business, you'll see it'll pull a bunch of different things here, and then it'll show you where it pulled that from. So this pulled from B2B SaaS marketing agencies compared. So this is a listicle comparing a bunch of different marketing agencies. And so getting inside of this listicle by reaching out and saying, pitching yourself, increases your chances of showing up then, at least for ChatGPT, in this answer. So those are the sources that you want to show up in. You want to show up in the Reddit threads that it quotes. You want to show up in the industry publications. You want to show up in the listicles, all those types of things.
All right. Here's another one.
If you only had 1 hour per week to improve your AI visibility, what would you spend that hour doing? Yeah, good question. I would say that's going to change over time. In the beginning, the very first thing that we talked about was, do you appear at all? So if you don't appear at all when you ask AI directly about who you are, the first place to start is, okay, get profiles out there, get a LinkedIn, get a website, get social media, Psychology Today, if you're a therapist, that type of stuff. Like, look for the directories, the profiles that you can create with all of your information. So start with that. Spend an hour doing that, creating all your profiles. Once you have the profiles, then you can move on to the next question. How are you described? Where is it pulling that information from? Can you edit those sources? Make sure that those are all up to date. Where are you missing that you should show up? That's when you get into, okay, now I have to get recommended by other people online. So I want to get reviews. I want to get case studies. I want to get active on LinkedIn, write those LinkedIn articles we talked about. So it depends on the stage that you're at, but in general, profiles that you own first, and then moving out and getting recommended elsewhere. So doing guest posts, getting on podcasts, whatever you can do there.
Thank you. We got another one.
Do companies still use ATS or have they moved to AEO? I am not familiar with ATS. I would have to look up what that is, which I'm going to do right now because I want to be able to answer this if I can. Applicant tracking system. I don't think that that's what you're talking about. Maybe it is applicant tracking system. Okay. I don't know. I'm not sure. If you can tell me what you mean by ATS, I can answer that better, but I'm not familiar. Oh, it is automated.
I believe it's applicant tracking system. Oh.
Then someone commented automated tracking system for resumes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not familiar. I haven't done a lot of research there, so I cannot answer that question, unfortunately.
Yes, so this is another one.
I'm assuming the answer is yes, by the way. I know me personally, if I'm applying for jobs, what I'm doing is optimizing my resumes to show up for the AI that they're using to parse through the resumes. So, and I train my AI on how to actually create the resume for me to then create the resume and get past the AI filter. So if that answers your question, hopefully, if not, I apologize.
So this is another one.
What KPIs are best for tracking whether your brand is being cited by AI generated answers? For me personally, so are you cited, which means are you used as a source for the answer, is often touted as like that's what you should track. I personally disagree with that. It's something you can track, but really what I want to track is called AI share of voice. So how often are you actually named in the answer? How often are you recommended? Not just how often are you cited. And you can use, I use SEMrush to track that because I write for them. So I have access to that tool, but a lot of different tools out there have that. Or in general, you can use the LLM citation tracker that I have on this blog post on the screen, which allows you to track it yourself. But in general, yeah, you want to be recommended and talked about well.
Cool. We gotta, so after these last three, I will finish this Q&A session.
Cool.
Yes.
If I am only sort of public on LinkedIn and not other social media, would that decrease my visibility to AI? Not necessarily. As long as you're active somewhere that the AI is pulling from. So, again, that could be Reddit, that could be you have a blog, that could be, all kinds of different things. As long as you're active somewhere that the AI can pull from, that's good. I will say having all of your profiles claimed and making sure that they're all consistent with each other. So again, saying who you are, what you do, how you help people, who your target audience is, make sure that's consistent everywhere. I would at least make the profiles and have them there. And then we can talk about, if you have a website, you can use same as schema, which schema is just code on your website that the crawlers can view. And so the same as schema just says that this website is the same as this person on LinkedIn, is the same as this person on Instagram. So it just basically tells the robots, these are all the same person. Link them all together. So yeah, be active if you can.
Thank you. We have another one.
When one AI recognizes you for your expertise in your field, does it transfer to other AI software? Let me reread that because my brain just blanked for a second. When it recognizes you for your expertise in your field, does it transfer to other AI software? Okay. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. I assume what you mean is, does it transfer across LLMs, like from ChatGPT to Claude, et cetera? And the answer is no, not necessarily. But if you are being recognized, it's likely because you're doing things right somewhere, and you'll be recognized across multiple of them regardless. But just because you show up in one doesn't necessarily mean you'll show up in another.
And here's the last one.
I publish every LinkedIn post as a detailed article on my own website first. I want AI tools to discover and cite my website as a reliable source whenever relevant. How can I do that? Yeah, so we're getting into something a bit technical here. So there's something called canonical content, which just means this is the original source of this content. So if you're publishing it on your website first, you want to make sure that you're setting that to canonical. You're going to have to look that up. It's a bit technical to do, but you can do it. And then you can republish it to LinkedIn. My suggestion would be to publish different things. Don't just republish the same thing. Write something new on a different, like from a different angle or something like that on LinkedIn versus on your website. And then link to your website from your LinkedIn article inside of there and say, this is who I am, like have a bio on your LinkedIn article that links back to your site. So,
All right. So before we end our sessions, do you have anything to add or anything to show?
Yes. So I wanted to offer, if anyone here was interested in learning more about how to get recommended by AI and wants some extra one-on-one help, I am offering 5 free 30-minute strategy calls. If you want one of those, email on the screen here, mail@billwidmer.com with the subject line AI strategy. I put 10 people on there, not 5. My bad. So I guess I'll do 10 for you guys. So I'm opening it up to just the first 10 people that send me an email with that subject line. I will send you a link and you can book a call with me and we'll do a little free strategy session and I can help you out directly.
So everyone, go to Gmail, type as fast as you can. There's
Quick.
only the first 10 people. So for today's session, I would love to end our session. I would love to be respectful of your time. Thank you for an amazing session. It's very informative, even for me. Even though I'm just a nobody, but I'm still building myself. So it's very useful. I believe everyone watching it will have a wonderful, I believe you have a wonderful session. And thank you for everything.
Yeah, man. Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
And connect with me on LinkedIn, everybody. I'm on LinkedIn and I post about this stuff all the time. So happy to help.
And also check his website. I put it in the description. Check it out. So everyone, go to email and have a good day, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Are you ready? I'm ready. Are you ready? I'm ready. Are you ready? I'm ready. This is my year. I'm gonna be great.